is Valley News Live at 4.
We begin with breaking news that 4 police have identified the man who died in a domestic incident back on November 23rd in Wahpeton. Now, officers responded to a home in the 400 block of 8th Street North where they found a man and woman who both had serious injuries. The two were taken separately by ambulance to St. Francis Medical Center in Breckenridge. They say that Charles Roy Cox, 54 years old, of Wahpeton, died from severe blood loss due to his injuries. The woman was airlifted to a Fargo hospital with serious injuries, but there is no additional information about her condition and will not be provided as she has requested privacy. Now, police say that this was an isolated incident and there was no danger to the public. And new at 4, the president of North Dakota State University, David Cook, says that they are considering merging their colleges from 7 down to 4 in their effort to address budget cuts. Now, Cook says all programs, including athletics, are on the chopping block. As of right now, the university is in the feedback phase. Announcement for cuts are expected in January. And stay with the Valley News Live throughout the night for more details on this developing story. Well, to the south of us, a winter weather advisory is in effect until 6 p.m. for the residents in the area of Sioux Falls. Take a look at this. Sioux Falls could see 2 to 3 inches of snow. Looks like there's already quite a bit out there right now, but southeast of town could see 4 to 6 inches of that fresh powder. And some of us have seen some flakes today, but your First Alert Storm Team is looking ahead and have declared Friday a First Alert weather day. Here now with the details is forecaster Summer Schnellbach. Summer?
Yeah, thank you so much, Bobby, and good afternoon, everyone. That snow down in Sioux Falls, as I was mentioning yesterday, if you caught any of our newscasts, all of that would be missing the valley. But let's take a look to Friday. We're tracking the potential for some widespread snow and some wind. It's still a little too soon for concrete details as far as the exact track and amounts, but we will likely see some widespread snow as a cold front moves through on Friday with some accumulations Friday and into Saturday morning. Meanwhile, we're also going to see some gusty winds pick up once that front moves through. That could lead to some travel impacts, including snowy and slick roads, and with the wind, potential for some blowing snow and low visibility. Heading into Saturday, conditions improve some. The snow will be exiting. We'll see cooler temperatures, and we could still see some travel impacts through your Saturday morning. Right now, we are seeing a few flakes and flurries where we have cloud cover across the Red River Valley. Impacts are expected to be very minimal. Wind, though, has been a factor today. We're seeing gusts to 41 miles per hour out in Jamestown, gusting to 36 in Devil's Lake. A recent gust to 35 miles per hour out in Oaks. Not quite as windy in northwestern Minnesota. And Bobby, all of us are seeing some cool temperatures in the teens and 20s with wind chills in the single digits. Coming up in a few minutes, we'll continue to track that First Alert weather day for Friday and take a closer look at that snow that's narrowly missing us today.
Well, you use the dreaded snow word, the S word, I should say, snow. No one really likes hearing about it, but it's something that we definitely have to pay attention to. Summer, thank you so much. Well, Hawaii's Mauna Loa, the world's largest active volcano, continues to erupt. The lava is contained, though, within the summit and does not threaten Hawaiians living downslope for now. Now, that this is according to the U.S. Geological Service. However, the service is warning residents that volcanic gases and fine ash may just drift their way. Well, advancing to the knockout round, USA beat Iran by a final score of 1-0. The game just wrapped up a few minutes ago. For the U.S., it was either win or go home, as Iran would have advanced with a win or tie. Now, USA will face the Netherlands in their round of 16 match on Saturday at 9 a.m. our time. Well, an attorney for North Dakota State is asking the Supreme Court to strike down an injunction that is blocking the state's abortion ban. Matthew Sagsveen, an attorney for the state, said today that Burleigh County District Judge Bruce Romanek, quote, misconstrued the law by granting the injunction. Romanek's ruling back in October allows abortion to still be legal in North Dakota. However, through the state's only clinic, the Red River Women's Clinic of Fargo, shut down as it challenged the ban and has moved across the border to neighboring Minnesota. Romanek has said that the Red River Women's Clinic had a substantial probability of succeeding in its lawsuit, but also said there's no clear and obvious answer on whether the state constitution protects a right to abortion. However, Sagsveen told the 5 justices today that it doesn't. Well, new at 4, a quick reaction from West Fargo firefighters allow them to contain a fire to a home's garage this afternoon. Now, crews were sent to the 500 block of First Avenue North at 12:30 for an active garage fire, and heavy black smoke was visible when they arrived on scene. There is heavy black smoke to the garage, with the cost of damages that has not yet been determined, and the cause of the fire was accidental in nature due to a motorcycle mechanical work. There were no injuries and no other buildings were damaged. And it's a work in progress, but the new headquarters for the West Fargo Fire Department is said to be completed by next summer. The department posted on Facebook saying that crews started working on the training towers and are finishing up work on the outside so it can be heated for the rest of the winter. The new headquarters will be located in the 1200 block of 10th Avenue East, right behind Menards, and it's expected to cost around $18.5 million. Well, according to a new multi-state survey by the Minneapolis Federal Reserve, 2022 has been good to North Dakota farmers so far. 73% of ag lenders say that farm incomes increased from July to September compared to a year earlier, while another 19% reported no change. The report also shows that increased incomes are helping farmers pay off their loans at a faster pace, even as interest rates rise. Experts also say that despite impacts of ongoing drought, the outlook for the fourth quarter is moderately optimistic. Well, if you're looking to help others this Giving Tuesday by donating to charity, cybersecurity experts say that you need to be careful to avoid getting scammed. Lindsay Stone shares the warning signs for you to look out for today.
Unfortunately, on Giving Tuesday and around the holidays, charity scams are going to be going around.
The Better Business Bureau reports 40% of giving happens within the last few months of the year. So how do you know your donation is going to the right place?
The main red flags would definitely be to verify the organization's name to make sure that the charity is either not being spoofed or a scammer is not using a like name.
Shelby Felblinger with the Better Business Bureau says don't give in to pressure to give on the spot.
And you should also watch for these vague program descriptions so you know exactly what your money is going towards.
Charity scams are some of the most difficult scams to verify because there's no real way to track where your money is going.
Give yourself some time to do some research on these organizations, and no reputable organization is going to ask you to donate immediately.
That's why experts recommend using tools like Charity Navigator or Give.org, which offer free tools to evaluate thousands of charitable organizations.
A legitimate charity, one that is a nonprofit, that is where you can give a donation that is tax deductible, will normally display what's called the EIN, the Employer Identification Number, somewhere on their website.
Eugene Spafford, a cybersecurity expert at Purdue University, says always ask for a receipt of your donation. He recommends paying with a credit card so you have legal protections.
Be sure to read your credit card statement to make sure you recognize all the charges and that they went where they should. And if not, call the credit card issuer right away.
Lindsay Stone, CBS 4 News.
Now, if you believe you have been the victim of a charity scam, report it to the FTC or your state's Attorney General's office. Well, a new study is showing that North Dakota is one of the top states where a good percentage of the average person's daily fluids either involves alcohol or coffee. Now, the survey by Drug Genius is showing that 43% of the average North Dakotan's daily fluid intake is made up of booze or caffeine. Now, 47% of those who work long hours said having an alcoholic drink at the end of the day helps them relax and take the edge off after a difficult day. It also showed that the average American spends a fairly substantial amount, $947 to be exact, per year on hangover comfort food and coffees. The 43% puts North Dakota 5th out of all states. The emergency food pantry in Fargo is in desperate need of your help this season. They say that 20% of people who are asking for a food basket have never gotten one before. Along with food, the emergency food pantry says it's also looking to help people with basic hygiene items.